I've been self-employed pretty much my entire adult life. I started my first business in 1999, and over the years I've been involved in a number of businesses by God's ultimate grace, online and offline, and I have collected these 5 big-time mistakes that I made over the years. Even if you're a seasoned entrepreneur, let's see how many mistakes did you make, or you're still making, God forbid. If you are just starting out on your self-employed journey, then catch yourself making these mistakes. So let's find out the 5 big-time mistakes that new entrepreneurs make. And hey, welcome to Just Adventure by Momik, and I'm your host Muhammad Khan, helping you adventure to your life. Now, mistake number 1 is thinking that working on your own means that you are working without a boss. Yes, so many people I meet say that the number 1 reason they want to work on their own, they want to be self-employed. Why? Because, hey, I cannot work under a boss, man. Well, there's a problem with that. Now, here's the problem. Once you start working, you will have clients. And clients are also, guess what? People. And people can be whimsical, they can be mean, they can be unreasonable, they can be even cheating you. So whatever you're running from in your boss, you will have multiple bosses all over the place in the shape of customers. And hey, if you are working on your own and you're trying to do sales, that means that you're trying to have more bosses. So you end up with more of what you were running away from. So that is not the right approach, number 1. Number 2, the thing that you are running away from, it is controllable. That is, there is a silver lining here. There is a silver lining around this very, very dark cloud. And that silver lining is that you actually can fire your clients. You can't fire your boss unless, of course, you change your job or anything, and that is very difficult. But as you mature in your journey of entrepreneurship, and if you're freelancing, for example, or you're working directly with customers and clients, you can and you should filter clients. You should have an avatar. You should have image of a person that you want as your client, and you should just talk to that person in your marketing material, and you should all try to align your business and your services or your product for those types of clients. So that's the way of filtering your own clients. So you can essentially fire your clients, those who are not in line with what you're trying to do. But here's the bigger mistake within this mistake, and that is that you need a boss. Every one of us needs some form of structure that we are answerable to. And if you don't have that, you'll become a slob, and slobs really don't amount to much. Sorry. But here's the solution for that. The mistake of trying to be self-employed because you don't want a boss, the solution to that is that make your own boss. Make your calendar your boss. Because think about it. Calendar is actually a sacred document. It's a list of promises, right? And a promise is a sacred thing, right? So you want to keep your promises. I want to keep my promises. So if something goes on the calendar, that becomes number 1 priority. That becomes what the boss said. So my calendar is my boss. Your calendar should be your boss. So remember this, that the myth of the unstructured creative genius who just is successful and maintains that success is exactly that, a dangerous career-busting myth. So get over it and get a boss. Get structure in your life. You'll be thankful. And this provides us a good segue to mistake number 2, which is thinking that organizing is for losers. Now, I'll be honest with you. Seriously. For the longest time, I thought that organizing is for the boring mechanical loser type of people, and the cool creative guys are not organized. And of course, I was the cool creative guy, right? So I thought I should not get organized. That was a big mistake, because without organizing yourself, your life, your work, you really do not know where is what, and you lose out on so many things. And here's the problem with this mistake. It's very hard to weed this out, because initially you see that you can get away with it. You can get away by being disorganized. being all over the place. Because hey, you're starting out, the expectations are low, and there's not that many people who are depending on you to, get your act together. But once you get going, you realize that really you can't go anywhere because you're not organized. Don't make that mistake. Get organized as quickly as possible. And here's the one-liner that can help you get organized. And that one-liner is that you should have a place for everything, and everything should be in its place. That's a big ask, but that one-liner can help you start organizing right this moment. You can organize your work, your desk, even your thoughts with this one line. And now, mistake number 3. You see this? This is my home office. And that is the mistake that a lot of people make, is that thinking that working from home means that you are home. No, sir, you are not home. You are in your office, and you need a very clear dividing line between home and work. Work cannot interfere with home, and home should not interfere with work. Think about this. You want to be in a certain state of mind when you are at work. And just the fact that you are coming out dressed in your pajamas or in your night suit or whatever, and you're trying to work. If you're starting out, you're probably making that mistake. You're showing off to people that, hey, you know what? I work from home, so I can work in my pajamas. Ha ha ha. That is not gonna work. Over time, it's gonna get boring, and you're gonna find out that even if you just dress proper, semi-casual, whatever, but just the fact that you are dressed proper, that's gonna help you work more. Come to your workplace with positive intent and try to get work done that is meaningful. So show up with that mindset. I hope I'm making sense here. Do not treat your home office as just a place in your home. Give it some sanctity, give it some decorum so that you get to work more productively. So I've been working from home since I started work, and I have a lot to say on that. And in the upcoming videos, inshallah, we're going to look at how you can structure your home office so that it is actually a very, very creatively productive environment. Do whatever you have to do. Hire a T-boy, have check-in or check-out times in your own home office. Install phone systems, different phone lines if you have to. Whatever you have to do, make sure that there's a logical divide between your home office and your home. Now, we are moving on to mistake number 4. And this mistake, this mistake has, oh my God, I don't even want to roll my eyes for this mistake. This mistake of thinking that if your idea is good enough, you are a good enough entrepreneur. Oh, the number of times people have told me that, hey, that guy stole my idea. Hey, look, that guy opened a shop, and that was exactly what I was thinking 3 million years ago. That kind of behavior is, and I want to be as respectful as possible, totally loser behavior. Because seriously, that guy who's out there putting his neck on the line, who is risking embarrassment in front of his family, who's risking his money, who's risking his time, who's risking pretty much whatever you've got, he's risking it. And you just sit there and think, well, I thought about it. Yeah, I thought about it. But guess what? Everyone has thought about starting their own business. Everyone has thought about going on adventures to the mountains. Everyone has thought about traveling the world to exotic places and meeting new people and exciting people and all that. Everyone thinks about it. But very few people do it, because very few people have the courage and have the tenacity to go out and take action and make their thoughts reality. So you are one of those people. Don't be from the other group that just thinks about things and says that it's the same thing. No, sir, it's not. Do not pat yourself on the back for thinking about it. Pat yourself on the back for putting your neck out on the line and doing the work that needs to be done. That's mistake number 4, and that's problem number 4 for me. It's a problem, as you probably can see. I don't like people who just think that because they thought about it, it's okay. They're good enough. No, sir. Ideas are a dime a dozen. Action is what makes the world go round. The world belongs to the boat. Be bold. And now we're coming to the final mistake in the 5 big mistakes that new entrepreneurs make. And this is actually a very sad mistake, and this is a very personal mistake. because I have been making this mistake for so long, and it's very hard for me to wrap my head around this mistake and find a solution for it. And that is comparing myself to my peers. You as an entrepreneur start comparing yourself to the people around you, to your friends, to your peers. And that is such a difficult mistake for me to cure. I don't know about your experience with this, but when I was like growing up, when I was like in college, and I was like growing up, well, I guess that's growing up as well. When I was in college and I was, starting my own thing and all of that, I saw my friends around me and they were doing their jobs, and I thought, as long as I am self-employed, that was the mission, so I guess it's okay. Because I started comparing my progress with what people expected of me, it became so dangerous, and all I did was started managing expectations instead of managing my work and managing my skill and managing my input into the work. And that is a big mistake, and it's not easy because psychologically we are wired to compare ourselves to people around us. So the best way to change ourselves is to change our surroundings. But changing our surroundings, as you might have guessed, is one of the most difficult things humans can do. You can't just up and leave and change your friends, your surroundings, even your family if you have to, just because you want something. It doesn't work that way, and it shouldn't work that way. And thankfully, by God's ultimate grace, it's difficult to do such big steps. But there is a way of changing your influences, because that is exactly what surroundings provide, right? Influence. And that is why it's so difficult for you to change. It's very logical here. Bear with me. You can change your influences, and that can help you change. How you can change your influences? For example, that is why reading books is such an important tactic for people like you and me to experience different worlds. And people look at books as if like they have to read. Oh, I don't read. Some people actually take pride that I read only one book in my life. No, it's listen. A book is actually another person's accumulated knowledge. You actually spend some time with Paulo Coelho when you read The Alchemist. You actually spend some time with Brené Brown when you read her book. You spend some time with Tony Robbins, so you pick up the book that he wrote. So whatever, it's like discovering new worlds, discovering new minds, and it's not just a random thing. Reading books actually, it's like the other person has taken a lot of time dividing the book into chapters and organizing his or her thoughts. So you get a very, very optimized version of their knowledge, of their worldview, which is a great way to spend your time and great way to increase your vision and broaden your horizons, right? Very, very corny, cliched terms, broaden your horizon and increase your vision, blah, blah, blah. But to do that, really, just read more books, man. and start competing against the best, your influencers, and be a better version of yourself. So, yeah. Like I said, this mistake number 5 is not an easy problem to solve, at least for me. I don't know how you fared or you are faring against this mistake. I hope these 5 mistakes were helpful for you, and that you will now be able to review yourself, review your stance on this whole entrepreneurship thing. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, of course, you can take some great lessons from these big mistakes that a lot of us make. And let me know in the comment section below how this helped you, or what mistakes that you made, and how you overcame these problems. And if you are seeing this anywhere else other than the blog, head over to justadventure.com, subscribe, join the community. We have free tools available for people like you and me who want to start their own adventures, start their own little businesses, especially online. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, everyone likes to like, share on your social networks. And I want to thank you for your time and hope this was helpful. I wish you nothing but the best. God bless, and just adventure. this is not right. This is not right. No, sir, no, no. Okay.